Hey everybody, it's Phil Boyle, the Big Geek with Geek Omelet, and this video is a quick follow-up to my video of November 9th. That would have been last night if you're watching this on the night that I'm releasing it on November 10th, regarding the Focusrite Vocaster bundle and individual options that are so incredibly low priced. You can get a Vocaster One by itself for $39, or you can get a Vocaster One bundle that includes the interface, the microphone, headphones, and cables and accessories. You can get a Vocaster 2 by itself, brand new, $69.99 at multiple retailers, and including on Focusrite's website. Or you can get this amazing Vocaster 2 bundle that has a step-up dynamic microphone. It has the Vocaster 2 and cables and headphones and all that kind of stuff. All of them are an incredible deal, and I urge you to go get 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you need or want to give out as gifts, because my God. So I have gotten one here. This is the Vocaster One bundle that is currently going for $49. You see, you get the Vocaster One, you get a microphone, you get the headphones, the cable. Okay, so that's not what this video is about. One of the commenters in my video last night brought up a really interesting point, and this was a rumor I had heard before, but I didn't know if it was true. I still don't know if it's true, but I figured we would go through it together. And that is, and let me move this stuff out of the way, that is that the microphone that comes with the Vocaster One bundle, this little dude right here. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Sorry for my beat up microphone stand there. So this is what they call the Vocaster DM1. And the DM1 looks an awful lot like an SM58. An SM58, which is, by the way, what I'm talking to you on right now. And it has been implied by different places on the internet and here and by my viewer that if this is not an SM58, it is a really, really close approximation. So let's take a look here. So I'm gonna plug in. Well, let's just start with a simple test. I'm gonna pull this out of the holder. All right, let's mute this and bring up the gain on this one. Okay, this is the Focusrite, and this is the SM58. Okay, Focusrite, can you tell the difference as I switch back and forth between these two? The gain is a little bit, let me see if I can match that gain a little bit. I don't exactly have meters. Yeah, that's a little hotter. There we go. Okay, so this is the Focusrite SM58-ish microphone, and this is the Shure SM58. Pauline and Paula played Parcheesi on the porch while eating pineapple pizza, and they promptly puked. Pauline and Paula were playing Parcheesi on the porch, eating pineapple pizza, and they promptly puked. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. A little whoop, 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 whoop. Anyway, look, I'm going to go back to the SM58. I'm going to put it back on the stand here. These microphones sound really familiar, really familiar. All right, let's take a look on the inside and see what we see. see if we can see any difference here. I'm going to go back to the overhead camera, and you're not going to hear me really well because I'm not going to be talking into this mic. You know what? I wonder if I can... All right, so I have switched to my Rode Procaster microphone, and I'm going back overhead here. From a body standpoint, incredibly similar shaped. Not everything is identical. The Shure has this little, I believe that's a mold mark, and there's not one for the, let me get the model, the DM1. However, it's either a really close copy or it's not. The gap, which is generally an indicator of, I've seen online, if the gap doesn't have the bevel on an SM58 copy, if it's very tight, it can generally indicate that there is it's not a real one. But again, if Shure built this for them, who knows what they did. However, let's take a look at the capsule, and keep in mind, none of this is 100% proof that this is a Shure microphone. But in my audio testing, I've listened to quite a few counterfeit Shure SM58s and SM57s, and you can usually hear a difference. All right, so let's take a peek here. Well, sure looks like it. Now, I know the counterfeit microphones tend to have, capsules that kind of look like Shure capsules too. They do that on purpose. And they are two different color foams. But, again, it looks very similar. Definitely, how many rows of dots are on the visible here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows on that. And on this one, there are, I think, 4 rows as well on the foil that goes around. So one of the ways that I've been told you can tell if it's a fake Shure product. So this one doesn't have the little metal tab in it, like the Shure does. But it does have the numbered pins. Oh, that's interesting. And I know they tell you on Shure microphones the color of the wires are green and yellow on a real Shure microphone. No, it doesn't mean that. Oh, look at that. Green, yellow, and black. Green and yellow. Oh, and look, there's Celastic down in there as well. And it's a very even Celastic, like you see on a Shure microphone. It's not, pulling away from the walls. So whoever made this, if it wasn't Shure, they still took care to use the right color wire and to not cheap out on the Celastic. Let's do a handling noise test. Okay, so this is the Shure SM58. That's about normal for a Shure SM58. And that sounds very similar. I don't know. Actually, I think the Shure I think the Shure sounds a little bit less. Yeah, it's similar, but I think the Shure is quieter. But here's the thing. I guess ultimately the proof is in the pudding. T- testing 1 2 3, 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 testing 1 2 3. Paula and Peter were playing Parcheesi on the porch eating pineapple pizza. Paula and Peter were playing Parcheesi on the porch eating pineapple pizza. Paula and Pauline were playing Parcheesi on the porch eating pineapple pizza. You know, I think I'm getting ready to call it here. And while I think these microphones are very similar and they have a very similar tone, I think that this one has definitely more sibilance, just a little bit. And I think the handling noise is a little bit louder, just a little bit, but it's close. So, do I think that this is a Shure microphone? You know, in a Focusrite wrapper? No, I don't think it's a Shure microphone in a Focusrite wrapper. I think it's a good approximation. So the question is a good approximation for a microphone that sounds very similar to the Shure SM58 worth spending $49? And then just for the microphone alone? Maybe. I think if they were a little closer, I'd be more excited about it. I don't think that this is a Shure SM58. Even if it's built by Shure, I think they've done something different. I think the difference in handling noise probably indicates maybe a different formulation on the celastic that they used inside the body. Maybe it's a different, thickness of body. Maybe it's a different transformer that's buried down there in the celastic. I don't know. But it, like I said in the video last night, it sounds good. I think that most people, if they weren't doing a direct side-by-side comparison, if only all that was happening was you had two people, like, for example, I would do an interview using both of these microphones. And other than balancing the gain, I don't think that there's a gigantic difference, enough of a difference in tone between these two microphones that anybody listening to the interview would say, gosh, why are they using two different microphones? Now, a lot, especially on dynamic microphones, they can sound very similar, but the simple truth is that this microphone sounds excellent. This is an SM58. They sound very close. So I don't think that I've proven anything one way or the other. The capsules look very similar, although the color of the foam is different on the top. On the Vocaster, it's blacker, it's darker. They have green and yellow wire in them, which is typically a sign for Shure. But There is a difference in some of the physical differences on the microphone itself. On the Shure, you can see there's a bigger gap in between these two sections than there is on the Focusrite. So, do I think this is a Shure SM58? No, I don't think it's a Shure SM58. Do I think this is a Shure-made microphone? I would think that Shure probably does OEM work. So if this is a Shure-made microphone or not, $49 for a microphone that sounds really, really close to an SM58, and they throw in a really kick-ass USB audio interface with an incredible amount of clean gain that can run a Shure SM58. So $49 for a microphone that sounds like this. It's not identical. Doesn't have the same handling noise. It has good handling noise based upon, the SM58. And I've got the gain cranked up on these to really accentuate the handling noise. But do I think that this is a Shure SM58 in Vocaster clothing? No, I don't. Do I think this is a Shure microphone? That's possible. I think it's more likely that this is just a really good copy. And when Focusrite went to their supplier, who was quite likely building their interface for them, they said, hey, you do microphones? Do you have a relationship with somebody who does microphones? We want something that sounds like a Shure SM58. And I think that's what they got. So no, I don't think this is a Shure SM58, but I think it's a good sounding handheld dynamic microphone. And I think you are going to sound professional talking on this microphone. It's got clearly a great range. My voice sounds great on it. It doesn't seem to be incredibly sibilant. It sounds very much like a Shure SM58. So for $49 and you get all that other stuff thrown in, yeah. Do I think it's a Shure? I don't know. You tell me. Do you think it's a Shure? All right. This is Phil, Big Geek Omelet. If you got something out of this video, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and come back. I'm going to make more videos, and they're going to be a lot, some of them like this and some a little more polished, and, who knows. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Go out. Get one of these bundles. Create.